Cowlazars, Cowlazars.
Hey everybody, today is Thursday, April 3rd, 2025. How's it going out there? What's up, Estes Quest, Rob, KAF, Thomas, and Dave's Daily Picks? What's going on, K-Pro?
It's been a day. I just got home, but I got dinner prepared. It's in the oven. We're going to have to stick to an hour tonight or dinner will be burned. But I got some stuff together. I did not put a PowerPoint together. I promised myself I was not going to do a comparison of what Justin said on our show versus what is on his website, but I did. I just didn't put it in a PowerPoint. I didn't have time, but I'm going over it with you and you in the back and way over there. And you, Mike, how are you?
Well, I heard it's exactly the same. Isn't it true?
That is untrue. And the greatest part is, though Justin has said everything's on his website, he has not put a link to our show. He only retweeted it. So some people are like, how was I supposed to know about this? Because you have to be a part of Cowlazars channel if you have any chance of success. There's some interesting tidbits, I will say.
Did he retweet it? I don't even know he did that.
I think he tweeted it or Instagrammed it. Social medias are more important than I ever realized, unfortunately, in this hunt. Not everything's on the website. So you guys are getting secret information. Shh, don't tell them, guys. Shh.
All right. So, yeah, he gave us a lot of information, a dump of information, you could say. So we're going to go over that. And what we really need to do, because now that we know there's at least 10 clues in the poem, we really need to break down the poem. But we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to do that on Saturday. So we were talking about going live and doing a marathon, but we only had a couple people that wanted to do that, I think.
I think we had 10, which could make a really good mini marathon. But since we have such new information, I don't think anybody wants talking heads for hours. I think people want to get in. Remember that Zoom we did where Joe came in and analysis of the word search? I think we should do that. Big old Zoom.
Oh, great. Hang on. Did I not save what I did today? So that's what we're going to. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's what we're going to do, everybody. Saturday, we're going to do a Zoom for the poem in Beyond the Map's Edge. We're going to break it down. We're going to try and figure out what the 10 clues are. We're going to look at it objectively and try and see what people's opinions are and what the poem references. So that'll be an open Zoom on Saturday. I'll record it if you can't make it, and then at a later day I'll update it, just like we did the word search for the past and future box. Okay,
wait, couple things. Essie's saying 10 clues is huge. Shout out to Jenny. Yes, so he does have this up on his site. He links it over to the 6 questions. I found something in it that I haven't seen anyone talk about, so we definitely are going to dig into that tonight. And Samantha says he put every question and answer up on his official site. No. Okay. Or if you think he did, you should just close this down because you're probably not going to agree with me. There were questions that he did. There's questions he didn't include that we asked, and there's questions that we didn't ask and he included. There's a lot to talk about. Okay. Sorry. I'm excited.
Well, thanks, Jason. Yeah, we were stoked.
Netflix. Oh, and we are going to talk a little bit about Netflix too. Yeah, some people aren't very happy, but we're going to talk about it and then move on. Like somebody said, this isn't an actual documentary. This is a Netflix documentary or a Nomatica documentary. That doesn't mean the facts are important as the dramatic effect. So I know a lot of people thought Justin didn't actually buy the chess because Netflix said it. Well, Netflix, Nomatica, they needed to sacrifice accuracy of a documentary for dramatic effect. We will talk about that at the very end if we have time. But enough people have asked me and they're like, see, this means conspiracy. No, that's one of the reasons we asked Justin, but there's quite a few errors and we'll go over those. Okay, go Mike, go.
All right, well, I guess we just got to jump right into it. So here's the website. It is treasure.quest.
Yeah, never let the facts get in the way of a good story. I just wish they didn't put documentary, maybe docudrama or documentary with lots of inaccuracies. I don't know what you call it. Nonfiction, fiction. I don't know.
All right. So if you go to announcements, April.
Samantha, just wait and see. This was going to be so good. And maybe you guys are going to disagree with me that these changes that he has made, some of them are exact wording and some of them are not. And some of them, he even changed our question, which was not what we asked. So here we go. Okay, go ahead.
So
Can you make it bigger?
No. Oh,
I
yeah.
can't see that at all. Okay. Okay. So here's how I'd like. Mike and I haven't been able to talk at all about this.
That's what she said. All right. What was that?
Okay.
Yeah. So
here's how I would like to do it since I have a Word document. I'm going to go to, if you could go down, we'll do Jenny second. If you'll go down. So I'm going to just start on the first question. And if anybody, whoa, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. There was a link. Let's see where the link takes us. Why isn't it taking us anywhere? Hang on a minute. That's weird.
Maybe Jenny's site's down for so many hits. That happened with Forrest.
Well, he's taking us to where he should take us, which is our interview. If you click this, here are answers to some of the most common questions. If you click this, it takes us right to our video.
Wow. So, darn it.
Say it was a Cowlazars interview. Okay. Because we do the hard-hitting questions that treasure hunters want to know the answer to.
Yes. Okay, so let's get to it. Is an advanced degree, darn, it takes it to the interview. So you guys don't have an edge. Darn it, Justin's playing fair. Darn you, Justin, you fooled us again. Okay.
You can't complain, honey.
Oh no, I can complain. It's just not, I'm going to do something different than Netflix. I'm going to be accurate in my reporting. So yes, he has it up there. Darn it. Okay. I think.
And you know what? I'll just point this out before we get into it. If we do go to the video real quick. It has 16,000 views, 16,178 views. And I just want to point out that the interview we did with John Collins Black back in the day only has about 14,000 views, and that's been up for about 2 months. This has been up for 2 days. So I do think that because of the Netflix doc, I think there's going to be more people.
Justin's here.
I think there's going to be more people working on Justin's than any of the other ones that are out there. So I just
Treasure Hunt with us. I owe you an email. I haven't forgotten. He had said that he was going to do an interview with them. I think we have one more.
Hey, there we go. Yeah. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Okay, so thank you for linking it. Appreciate that. And K-Pro is saying you answered a question different. I don't know. Let's see.
And you know what? I'll be interested in his answer as well. And if this changes, everybody screenshot this now. Just kidding. Okay, first question about advanced degree. Exact words from the interview and the website. No issues, right? Can you explain?
Advanced degree or technical knowledge needed to solve this problem.
We got to do super chats this time. Go ahead.
Could you explain to me? A little $3 super chat from Donna E. Can you explain to me what the steward is? Well, Donna, we will, but where you want to go, Ray, is right here on treasure.quest. Go to frequently asked questions, and that's where you'll find the answers to all your questions. But
let's give a little summary.
Go ahead and explain what the steward is.
So the steward is a separate person, the separate entity. Some of you guys get that joke. That is the person that you are going to notify once you find the treasure. That is the person that holds the 5 passwords of the Bitcoin. You need the other 5. You have the other 5. It makes 10. You get all the Bitcoin money. He does have something else for you too, or things, it sounds like. So when you find the treasure, you're not notifying Justin. You're notifying a third party, and he calls them cleverly the steward.
Okay. And he's not going to identify who the steward is, probably because he doesn't want him to be bothered. It makes sense. So yeah, that is whose contact info is in the treasure when you find it. And that is also who can verify by a digital footprint that you actually have it. Yeah. Well, one, you won't know who the steward is until you find the treasure, but you've also got to provide proof that you found it, which is a digital footprint. But all that is explained in the frequently asked questions.
And for my daughter, who was like, Justin wants my fingerprint. Yeah. A digital footprint is not the same as a fingerprint. I had to explain that to her. She's really into it. But she is over 18. And did you know you're not allowed to participate in this hunt if you're under 18?
I noticed that. So it sounds to me like, and you know why that is, K-Bro? Because I believe you've got to sign paperwork that has to do with ownership, and you got to be 18 to make that legal. I think that's why.
Yeah, but can't you say you have to be with an adult? Like, am I not allowed? I thought he said take your kids out, take your family out.
Yeah, you just can't claim it. Yeah, well, it's a distinction, I guess. This side of the radio, $1.99. Great coverage on this. What a fun challenge. Yeah, it is a fun challenge.
Okay.
And breaking news, our books are supposed to be here on Saturday from Barnes & Noble.
It's getting real.
I don't know if Amazon is showing a date yet, but Barnes & Noble, I ordered about a week ago. It shows that they have shipped and they will be here Saturday.
Is it wrong to hope the steward is Cynthia? I am confident it is not Cynthia because I'm guessing that the steward is not a searcher and Cynthia is biting her lip or nails or whatever. She wants to go boots on the ground so bad. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm not giving away her secret. She has some thoughts. We all do. We're ready to go.
I actually heard the steward is Rudy. All right. Sorry, Justin. A little joke. Easy. All right, everybody. Inside joke, I guess. Okay. Let's get back to it. Boom. There we go. Okay. So you wanted to know if this is what he solved. This is the answer that he gave us. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So what I did last night, I'll tell you my methodology. I brought this up and then I listened to Justin give the answer. And if it is exactly the same, I say something like, exactly. And so my notes on this one is exact words used, us, and website. As we start to go down, there's going to be some word changes. Maybe they're not content enough that it matters, but it's interesting. And I think there's one that he missed altogether, but I got to get through my notes. It was late. Let's see. So number 1 was exact. Number 2 was exact.
Okay.
Number 3.
Some people say they're having finding code in the website. Is that necessary? It sounds like fun, but no. Okay. Are the poem clues in consecutive order? Yes. And that's pretty important. I mean, if you want to solve the poem, this tells you they're in consecutive.
Yeah. And this is actually in different order, which I don't think matters at all. It's in different order. So I actually don't know that. Hold on. Consecutive order was actually not our question 3. Okay. So he said, no, it wasn't. The question that we asked was about 9 clues, and he paused. Okay,
I can actually find it if you want me to.
Sure, that sounds great. Totally matters.
I asked it.
Okay.
I said consecutive, and then I said contiguous. I said both.
Okay. So let's see. We'll do it your way. So we need to move this around. Hold on a second. Let me.
Are the clues in the poem?
You put all the time in to put in this.
So at 4:07 of our interview, I said, "Are the clues in the poem in consecutive order?" And he said, "Yes."
Okay. So then consecutive order is at point to point. He said yes, consecutive order. You said point to point. It's not there. I don't think that one's a big one at all. Are we good?
I said the words consecutive order.
Right. You said the words consecutive order and the words point to point. That is a small difference. Does the difference matter? I don't think so, but I wanted to note the differences since I took 2 hours doing this last night.
All right. Am I the only person who will know when the treasure has been found? Now, this one's interesting. It says it's not something I want to expand on, but it's fair to say the finder will need to come forward in the 30-day window in order to collect the Bitcoin prize.
So do we want to, okay, which order are we going to go in? I was going to go the order of our interview. Do you want to go? Because I'll have to redo mine.
It's up to you.
Okay, so I'd like to go in the order of our interview because that's how I listened to it. And yes, I did have to jump around a little.
Okay.
So the question before 3 was, before the one of consecutive order is how many clues? Like 9 clues in the Forrest Fenn poem. And he paused for a long time. This is my guess. He had already done the 6 questions with Jenny, so maybe he didn't want to scoop. I don't think he didn't remember. I'm sorry, I don't. But he said he paused for a long time, and he said he didn't recall, but he will update the website soon. He did include this in the 6 questions. So he had just done the interview with Jenny, but forgot it was 10. But I do think he was being nice because that was probably one of the big pieces, and probably called or contacted Jenny and said, you better get your stuff out because people are asking me. I don't know how long she held it for. Some people said in the 6 questions, it said something about like, can't wait till your doc comes out. So maybe she held it for like a week. I don't know is the answer. So it doesn't matter. I don't think these are big issues.
Rudy 3D Bronze, did you see Rudy put his stick up for auction? I did not see that. The actual stick?
Wow, everybody's selling their Forrest Fenn stuff.
Well, if somebody wants to send me a link to it, I'll show it. I did not know that, 3D Bronze. But I do know that 3D Bronze has his chest up for sale. But I didn't know about that on eBay. Okay. If somebody wants to email that to me, I'll show it. I wonder how much he's going for. Okay, go ahead, K-Pro, next.
Okay, so the next question we ask, which is not on his website at all, is, and maybe because he didn't really answer, but I do think it's critical or interesting. I think it was me that asked, what are the number of hints in the book? Can you tell us 5, 50, 500? And again, this isn't on the website, guys. He said several, and he said that are sprinkled throughout the book. Mm-hmm. So you're not just, I know this was a big deal in the Forrest Fenn hunt. Are you looking for 1 clue on one page, or is it just in one section, or is it sprinkled throughout? That was a big thing in the Forrest Fenn hunt. I think some of us that have been in the Forrest Fenn hunt suppose that it was sprinkled throughout, but in my opinion, this confirms it, and it's not on the website. Okay.
But again, Justin's doing everything right, because when he said, here are answers to some of the most common questions, he linked to the interview. So even if he didn't list them, there's the interview.
Yes.
That people can
but
watch.
I'm telling you guys, when he doesn't include something, is it because it's important? Because it would have given away too much? Because he slipped up? We don't know. We don't know. So that's why it's fun to do. Okay. Another one that, what, Mike?
Oh no, go ahead.
Another one that is not on the website. What, Mike? Go ahead, say it. You know you want to say it.
No, I was just thinking of how I've got to tell everybody how I was wrong, but I'll do that later on. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. That doesn't come around very often. We asked him, how will the steward know when the 30-day clock starts? Or how would he know?
Right.
And he said, that's not something I can expand on. I don't want to give that away. And they will need to come forward in that 30-day window. So right. Isn't it interesting? He confirms. So outside of like what John did or what Forrest did, which is just crappy, he has a way to know when it's found.
Right. Right there is a huge problem with a treasure hunt, that you can make that work and what it is he put that answer on the website, but he put it under, am I the only person who will know when the treasure has been found? And then he gives that answer on the website. And I understand we asked him, how will you know when the 30 days is, how will you know when it's been found? But this is the answer he gave for that question as
well. Okay, wait.
We asked, is it you and the steward? And he's saying,
right.
To expand on that.
Yeah, he didn't want to expand on
Somebody's going to know when it's found. Somebody will know when that countdown clock happens. So.
Okay, can someone send Cowlazars money to highlight a question and ask him about this damn hidden azimuth on the legal page? That's the symbol. It's in the book. It's everywhere. We'll put that at the end. How is that? We will put that.
Yeah, you don't have to send money, guys. We'll try and answer questions from the chat. Douglas Schwimmer. He's talking about the logo, right? Which people are saying is a Unicode logo or something.
Well, some people think it's a logo. Some people don't. Some people say it's
go to the legal page and take a look.
Look at the very bottom.
Yeah, this right here.
Yeah,
that somebody said it's a Unicode symbol. I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know.
Some people say, look at the top logo on the top right next to Beyond the Map's Edge.
Right here.
Some people say it's that upside down.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. It is. It's just this is zigzag and this is more of a little bit curved. But yeah, it is kind of it. So that's pretty cool. All right.
Okay.
I didn't catch that.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
No distracting us. It's an unintentional red herring. No red herrings.
Sorry.
Okay, so 30-day clock. Safety question. Are you there? I don't think you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which one did you say?
Safety question about buried. No, not buried. Buried and water, crossing water. I think you way past it.
Well, I think you're right.
The other way.
Not on here.
No, it's up top. You passed it. That's why I was saying you passed it.
Some people are the poem's consecutive order as a treasure buried. There we go. Now, he did say, I won't answer that question, which I thought was very interesting. He won't answer if it's buried or not. So do you think that's because he took the cue from Forrest Fenn and maybe it's up to the lid? It's kind of buried, but kind of not. So he won't answer.
I think, and I did talk to Carl about this once upon a time. And Forrest said this in an interview. What is buried? How do you define buried?
Right.
So let's say he didn't bury it. Well, Forrest obviously buried the damn sucker. There's no question that Forrest acted illegally. But what if it can't be buried in whatever park Justin's in? And he sat it on the ground, but then there was either a mudslide or there was leaves that fell on it. Is that considered buried?
Right. And that's what Forrest
said. I think it's legal reasons. Yeah.
That's exactly why Forrest wouldn't answer.
Okay. This one's big. Are you ready for it, Mike? Are you ready for it?
Okay.
Okay, bring it back up. Okay. What was our question?
Which question?
Are water crossings required?
Okay. And he said nothing dangerous is required.
And that wasn't our question, and that wasn't his answer. The question was, are water crossings required? And he said no danger. He do we want to watch this part if you have it on exact minute marks?
What we asked, this was a combo, because what we asked was, is it buried and will someone have to cross water? And he said, I will not say if it's buried. If you know where to go, it doesn't matter. Nothing dangerous is required. So there you go.
Right. So I think, okay, so what does that mean to you? KAF, I have my biggest new fan. He says how clueless I am. Welcome, sir.
Well, and again, I guess dangerous is subjective. So you might have to cross a little stream, but that's not dangerous. So he's saying nothing dangerous is required. And there you go.
Yeah. So in my opinion, if you weren't crossing anything, a creek, a bridge with water under it, whatever, you would be saying no to this question. That he changed our question to not water crossing, dangerous water crossing. I think this confirms there is a water crossing, and it is something that is not like the Madison River where Forrest had people going and he hurt himself going over. I think exactly what you said. It's going to be
right. Yeah.
No, but I think it's even more than that. I think it's not only not subjective, but it's also so I think there's more to it. I think it's obvious that there is a water crossing, and it is something no one would consider dangerous. Maybe it's a creek only there part of the day or part of the year. I don't know.
So Maui Bob with the $4.99 says, Cowlazars once again treasure hunt central. You were my go-to channel for TTOTC and now for the Posey Chase. Thanks, Maui Bob. We appreciate that. And that's what we try to be, which we've been doing for years, is the central place for you guys to get the information you need to decide if you want to work on a hunt and to try and solve one of these hunts. I've had 5 people reach out to me that they know exactly where Mr. Posey's treasure chest is. And as soon as they can, they're going to go get it. And I'm like, well, they can't all be right. So, yeah.
Well, maybe. I thought Justin said no water crossing, 3D Bronze said. See, there's something to this, Mike. Why don't you bring up, first, let's just read this. Are dangerous waters. Okay. So let's actually listen to him. Can you bring up our show and go to that minute mark?
Yes, I can.
Because 3D Bronze asked. When 3D Bronze says it, you agree. When I say it, you don't.
Well, the way he answered it was, there's nothing dangerous required. That's how he answered. But I'll bring it up.
So why did he change our question?
6 o'clock. Because we asked him 2 questions at the same time. So
dangerous was not in our that word did not exist in the question, but on his website it does. You might not think it matters. It is a difference. That's all I'm saying.
You're wrong.
I know you think that. You're not going to
you're not going to be able to hear it because of Google. So
did you put shoot. I need to take a short that needed to be covered with aluminum foil.
No, did not do that.
Can you do that?
No,
wait, let me get David too. Hold on.
All right. And while she's doing that, let's listen. You guys hear this? Okay.
You have to cross water.
Yep. Your questions, coin proceeds. On coin proceeds.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
So a couple of the safety questions that we got. Can you say whether the chest is buried or you have to cross water?
So we asked him 2 questions, right? Together. Okay.
Yep. Your questions.
You're muted, K-Pro. You're muted. Sorry. Go ahead.
So you didn't hear me say the word dangerous at all. And the question on his website is, I asked him that, or not I asked him, but that was the question, correct?
Yes, you're right. He changed it. That's true. But that's because he wanted to stress the dangerous part. I understand he changed it.
Maybe to you.
Well, here, let's listen to the answer.
I'm not going to say whether or not it's buried, but what I will.
Oh, he won't say whether or not it's buried, everybody. But I understand why Forrest Fenn wouldn't answer the question now that we know how he hit it. So I get it. I think I understand why Justin wouldn't answer that. I think. All right, here we go.
What I'll say is if you know where to go, it wouldn't matter either way.
So if you know where to go, it doesn't matter if it's buried or not. If you know where to go, it does. But it would matter if it's buried. You know what I'm saying? If it's buried, there's got to be marked with a blaze or something. So that's an interesting answer. But he's not done.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And also,
we'll analyze the heck out of that one.
And here we are doing just that.
Yeah, and then in terms of the water crossings, no, I mean nothing dangerous required.
Okay. So he said no, nothing dangerous required.
So I think in his mind, a water crossing equals something dangerous.
See, and I don't. I interpret it differently, and I'm not saying you're right or I'm wrong. Right. I think his answer, because he said no, And that's any water crossing. We didn't qualify it with dangerous. When he put it on the website, I think he is saying no dangerous water crossing. So I think that means you're crossing creek. What he said in the interview, if we take it literally correct, like a court of law, is there water crossing? His first word is no. So if you take that as it is, you're not crossing a bridge. You're not. But what he put officially on his website to me is different. Okay.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
What's next?
Can someone find it without the map? He says it's useful. Let's leave it at that. That's the same.
So you should. I took that to mean you
up.
should use the map.
Yeah,
right?
It's going to be helpful.
Okay.
Oh, and someone is selling a map, his map, Beyond the Map's Edge. Until Justin gives me the okay, we're not putting the link. It's $120, so it does say the Map's Edge. I have talked to that person. Justin now knows. So because it does have Beyond the Map's Edge and it is Justin's map, he said he colored it different. So then it's his, and so he doesn't need to get license or approval, etc.
Right.
Some of you guys have asked me where that map's come from. Can we provide it? We're not providing it in our Discord until Justin gives the okay, because the originator said he's using Beyond the Map's Edge, but they haven't spoken. I want them not necessarily speak, but at least Justin to give his blessing that Beyond the Map's Edge is on a map. It's his map from his book, maybe a little different, etc. Okay, keep going. We are on. Can you bring that up? Bring up the website, please. How many gold coins?
Yeah, this was a pretty good answer. I mean, he didn't answer it, but he did it. It's a good answer. How many gold coins are in the treasure? There are many gold coins, almost exclusively 1 ounce or larger. Almost everything in the treasure is gold. The container is filled to the gills with treasure. Do you think filled to the gills is a hint?
I think it's interesting the words he used, but yeah, filled to the gills is what that's what he said. He said it was overflowing and filled to the gills. So, or almost overflowing. He did use exactly correct. So that's good. Filled to the gills. That one, solution of the exact spot.
And there you go. Justin said not sanctioned. Thanks for the heads up. So yeah. So we just saw, oh wow, you can order the map. And it was like, well, wait a minute. Is it official? Is it not official? So there you go.
And the person that created that reached out and said, I saw you put it on Discord, but you didn't put the link. I'm the one selling it. It's okay. And I'm like, is it? Have you talked to Justin? He said, no, I don't need to. I said, but he's trademarked Beyond the Map's Edge. So I'm not comfortable with putting up the link unless Justin gives the okay. And I don't know if it's legally. I'm not getting in the middle of that. I just didn't want to put it up until he said no. Until they work that out, I'm not going to put.
Be careful out there, kids. Don't get your pee-pee spanked with copyright. So,
Michael, really?
Sorry.
Okay. Right. Is the solution an exact spot or general area? He says exact spot. It's on the website. It's accurate. We're good.
Okay.
How far in the car do you need to go?
Am I past this? Are dangerous? Okay. How far from the car do you need to go? You don't need to hike a great distance. You don't need to hike more than a mile to figure where the treasure is at.
The only difference is he said 1 mile rather than a mile. I don't think that is important at all. I'm being accurate, Mike.
I got it.
Look at it detailed. Don't laugh.
I got it. All right.
Okay. Do you get other items from the steward? Yes.
Yeah, that's huge. You do get other items. So yeah, it's not just the Bitcoin wallet. And I specifically asked treasure items, which is how he worded it. So who knows what treasures those are? But Justin says in the book he did not mention everything that's in the treasure. So there you go. It's incentive.
What are you getting? Is it the stuff that like would have degraded out in the wilderness? I don't know.
Maybe it's a meteorite because it's so heavy. I mean, who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
Okay. Next question. Intention. Oh no, advanced cipher. Blah. Justin, what are you doing?
Yeah, we got to find this hint. And it's interesting. It's a hint. It's not one of the 10 clues of the poem, is how I read this.
He says there's no difference between clues or hints. So it's one of the clues.
Okay. Oh, that's a good question right there. Yeah, I couldn't help but add that could arguably require a slight bit of technical knowledge. It's not a critical hint. See, it's not a critical hint. To me, that the 10 clues are critical. But anyway, yeah. But there is one thing he added. So what does that? Yeah, we got to
Okay.
figure that
I
out.
think there's a there. I don't know what it is. Is it one of the 10? If it's, I see your point. If it's not critical, I think all 10 would be well, but let me ask you, when it came to Forrest Fenn, did heavy loads really matter? Did water high really matter? They weren't as critical.
I guess it would just tell you you're crossing the water. It were hints.
Well,
I know
that was
these
the
hints
need.
are clues. Yeah, I see. I see what you're saying. It's
So
not
Justin,
a
it says there's no difference between hint and clues in his treasure hunt.
The steward gives the finder a 1099 form. I'm pretty sure this is somewhere, but the steward actually has you signed an affidavit, and I think that gives you legal ownership. I believe.
I don't think it's a 1099.
No, not a 1099. An affidavit, whatever that means. Yeah. So it's you found abandoned property. The steward. I don't know. Again, we could guess. Let's just find it and find out.
Okay.
Because you know what? When this is found, whether it's found next month or 10 years from now, this could be the model on how to do treasure hunts in the future. Justin Posey may have cracked the code to solve a lot of these issues, especially with the Forrest Fenn hunt, that he may have designed it to be the model for future treasure hunts. We'll see. And that in and of itself is a whole other discussion.
Check out Solar Cannon's question, even though it was to Justin. Let's discuss and debate it.
Please clarify, is the treasure less than a mile, or is something you need to see, or is there something you need to see to know where the treasure is at less than a mile? That was a big, and I understand what he's saying, because what he said was, you don't need to hike a great distance. You don't need to hike more than a mile to figure out where the treasure is at. And there's a you're making a distinction. So it's not that you found the treasure; it's that you figured out where the treasure is at. You don't have to.
I see what you're saying, but the question I asked is, how far from your car do you need to hike to pick up the treasure?
I gotcha.
And he said less than a mile. So I'm going to keep it simple on that one. But if he wants to answer, he can do more rounds of interviews, which I know he's saying he's not going to do.
Just tell us where it is, Justin.
Yeah, just make it a foot race.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and somebody else says, check it out. Hiking a mile with 60 pounds. That's a little heavy. So do you take half, or that's a good
you bring a friend
by yourself and you don't have anybody with you. All right.
Okay. Next question. Now this
Warrior P says, Justin, never give us another hint ever again, please. These are not hints to the solution. These are just clarifications, is the way I look at it. He hasn't, saying there's 10 clues in the poem, that's helpful. It doesn't help you solve the 10 clues, right? So I don't think these are hints.
Well, I'm going to tell you in a little bit why I think one of the states have been completely ruled out.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. And
so
the people
up,
searching in
that, K-Pro is going to give you her logic on how she is going to rule out one of the states. Just like Forrest Fenn did with Idaho and Utah. And if you can rule out a state, that's huge.
And I think I did. Based on some information. Okay. Can we access it 24/7? Now, his answer was interesting, because this is where he said, let's go back to the page, his page. And let's see it.
Can we access it 24/7? He says, as of today, and he gives the date and time. No, there shouldn't be any restrictions in that regard. Do you think he just does that to legally cover himself in this very small event that somehow that changes?
I heard two interpretations of this answer from different searchers. One was, that means today, right now, it's accessible 24/7, but in the future, maybe it's a state park right now, but it's going to become he's covering himself in case in the future it becomes a different type of land. That's one interpretation. The second interpretation is, right now you can assess it 24/7, but maybe in the dead of winter you can't. Which one do you like?
Can we access? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, it's covered with snow, you can't get back there. So yeah, that's interesting. Yes, and we took it to mean as it's a park that has hours that close, but he maybe answered it a different way, right?
Yeah,
I like it. I like his answer.
Sneaky. Yeah.
Douglas Schwimmer mentioned this before. We know that Justin broke his tibia because he's trying to be a good Samaritan, a good neighbor.
Yeah.
And he's saying a 60-pound treasure after you broke your tibia. I don't know the time frame of when that happened to when he hid the treasure, like what year the two things happened. So I don't know how closely related those are, Douglas Schwimmer. I understand what you're saying. If he had broke his tibia, and then he had to hide a 60-pound treasure. And he does say, I think, in the book that it complicated things, that he had to do all this with a broken tibia. So, I don't know how to answer that. But
bring up Jeff Green.
I'm a little behind in the chat. Jeff Green. Alaska can be ruled out based on distance traveled to hide it. 4,500 mile trip equals 2,250 mile radius. The southern part of Alaska is 27 miles.
So did you know that Justin owns a place in Polaris, Montana?
Okay.
And if you went by that distance, it's within about the 9,000 miles. So Justin, I don't believe, said, I took 2 round trips from my home in Austin.
That's true.
I think some are assuming that, but I think you can rule out that assumption, in my opinion, because of the second place he owns, which he lives in part of the year.
Right.
Okay. So
Okay.
there you go. There you have it.
All right. I think he just rolled it out of his car on the side of the road. That's what I would do if I had a broken tibia. All right. But Treasure Hunt with us says he said over 9,000. I don't think he gave us an exact
I
mile.
don't think he gave us an
Over
exact
9,000.
mileage either.
I don't think distance rules out anything.
But here's the crazy part. Was he just getting, he said he was, the tibia thing was huge because he was like down. I mean, it was a bad break. He had to do PT. And the only reason I know this is Cynthia was like telling me about some workout. This was like at least a couple of years ago. She was doing some workout and she's like, yeah, Justin's doing it too. I was like, why? And she said PT about the tibia. And I remember when it happened and it was like, it was crazy. It was crazy. But if he broke that bad, he couldn't go and put it in its spot then. Wouldn't that have delayed things? I don't know.
I don't think we can figure that out. Warrior P, it is confirmed he broke his tibia. It's in the book, and he's talked about it for sure. Yeah, breaking news. It broke. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we discussed the 24/7 pay.
Do you have to pay to get to the location?
Yeah.
And again, the answer is no, not as of today. Just in case it changes. I think it's legal for legal purposes. He can't say no, and then if all of a sudden you do have to pay for some or unforeseen circumstance. So he's covering himself as of today.
So somebody said this means Yellowstone's ruled out because you have to, but some people don't have to pay. Right. But I think he's talking about everyone. So yes, I do believe this rules out. I think there's a whole bunch of reasons Yellowstone National Park is ruled out. But if anyone has to pay to get in, like Mike is a veteran, does not have to pay, but I do. Well, I actually don't because I go with Mike, but random people do have to pay. So you are ruling out for the random person, I think. I believe. What do I know? I have no trust. Okay. Next question. Complete solve. And his answer is, I don't know why I wouldn't.
Right.
And I think that is actually a lawyer answer. You don't want to say yes because then you're committing yourself. What if you have a jack and you have searcher deaths and game playing and legal reasons and all of that? So I think he's saying that's what I intend to do, but I never know if I'm going to get a jack as the finder.
And remember, you never say no. You say, I don't recall. Because if you say no, they'll prove that you do know. So the answer is never no. It's I don't recall. That's from our friend Forrest. All right.
Did David come down?
No, I don't think he did, actually.
Can you? The dinner will be ruined if you do not put a cover on that. So
all right, go ahead.
Bring that up, and I'll keep going. I know it'll only take you 2 seconds, and I'm going to kick David's butt.
Ruin dinner? Come on. All right.
Okay. Complete solve. Did Beyond the Maps Edge LLC transfer from Texas to Wyoming? He said no, it was established day one in Wyoming. I know it's on one of our shows, guys, but if somebody wants to send me the screen capture, maybe we can ask Justin, because it had the Texas one. It said transfer by written agreement. I don't even know what that means. So we could ask him. Maybe somebody's copycatting. We had a guy in the Forest Fen Hunt set up a business in the Cowlazars name up in Wyoming. So maybe that's the situation. I don't know, but yeah, free deep bro. He'll be in big trouble at dinner. Okay. Can it be found in wintertime? I don't want anyone doing anything dangerous. If there's snow conditions, you aren't going to have any luck. He said that. Okay. These are the same. So we're ruling out it's the same. Okay. Is the treasure hidden? Is the treasure hidden? Okay. This one I find so fascinating. And on our Zoom this weekend, I want to talk about it. Is it year-round accessible? I don't want anyone to know. We already talked about, I thought we already talked about this one. If there is snowy conditions. So he's not going to rule out snowy conditions. You're not going to have any luck. He's saying if there's snow, just don't get in the snow. Don't get in the bitter cold. We had somebody die in the Forest Fen Hunt from hypothermia. Snow issues on all of them. Oh wait, I was on container. See, this is why I need my care. The container will be immediately recognizable. And no, it's not the Fen chest replica, which is pretty huge for him to say. You don't need any knowledge of the Fen treasure to be successful. Okay, this one's big. I need my care because this one's important.
And I'm back.
Look who's back. Did he put that cover on it?
No.
Oh, he's in trouble. I'm going to take his phone.
I took care.
I'm going to take your phone. Okay.
Okay.
So look at this question. Is the treasure hidden? And his answer is,
the container will be immediately recognizable, and no, it isn't a Fen chest replica. Thank you, because that's what everybody assumed. You don't need any knowledge of the Fen treasure hunt to be successful here.
Okay, now what he said on our show.
Yeah, this one is huge. You're right. Go ahead.
He said it will be recognizable from either, and note, he never says the word Netflix. He calls it the series or read my book. So it has to be something that's recognizable in both. And I agree with Doug. I think it's Tucker. Not Tucker, but Tucker's the bronze Tucker.
Maybe.
I think it's hollow. Okay, so what could it be? I have three things that I think it could be. What is both in the book and recognizable that would be a container within the Netflix series? What?
There's the urn, but I think I don't think he's going to use it.
I don't think it's big enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not that. Yeah, it would have to be something kind of large.
What are the, okay, let's start here.
I don't know. What do you think, K-Pro?
What's recognizable in the series? I think his truck is, and I think if it was a small replica, maybe in bronze, I don't know, casted, I think it could be the suitcase that he has it in now. What if he made a replica of that in copper or whatever?
Okay.
I don't think it's recognizable. I think it's Tucker. I think it's the Tucker statue.
Well, but here's the thing, though. You're right. His answer is different because what he told us was you will immediately recognize it if you've watched the series or read the book, which means it has to be in both.
Has to be in both. That's huge.
It is the Tucker statue in the book, which I'm not sure yet. Off the top of my head, I don't remember.
Tucker is on the poem page. I don't have the book yet, but
so you could recognize what his dog looks like. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's Tucker. It's Tucker. See, agreed. I don't even know what Joe's agreeing.
If you solve the poem, it won't matter because it's going to take you right to it. But it would be nice to recognize what we're looking.
Jam and I are on the same wavelength. Jam's a smarty pants, and so is Doug. Yeah.
Which is what? The dog? We talk about
no, saying it's on. I don't know. But here's the thing. You know what it also could be? This is what I was thinking. What if it is just a container? It doesn't even matter what it is. And there's some sort of picture on the front of it that says, or it's a picture of Justin. It's a picture of the dog. It's a picture of, I don't care.
And couldn't it just be a pelican case? I mean, is it just that simple?
How is it that recognizable then? You will immediately recognize it.
Well, if I'm looking for a treasure and I see a pelican case, I'm going to go that box. I mean, to me, that's if I'm in the
because that's not recognizable.
It is to me. I would know exactly. Like that's it.
Okay, let me swap out the word.
Hang on. The pelican case would not be there if it wasn't part of Justin's out in the middle of nowhere. If it wasn't treasure. What
about the woman that found the plastic or the white box with all the things on it? That was recognizable to her, but it.
Well, that's true. That was a box. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm going to say the word distinctive. It's he said it. Now, my daughter was thinking, could it be one of those bins that he had out in his garage? 3 of them were labeled kitchen. One of them was labeled detector.
Oh, those were big.
But that's not in the book.
Yeah, right. I understand what you're saying. So it would have to be something.
This is huge.
What you see, you already know, Tucker.
Tucker.
And that's what we're going to break down Saturday. I'm anxious and excited for this Zoom on Saturday because these are the questions we're going to answer. From the poem, what can we discern? What can we figure out? What are the 10 clues? And if you can't make it to the Zoom on Saturday, it's an open Zoom. I am going to record it and I will upload it to YouTube probably on Sunday. But I will give you details on the Zoom at the end of the show. Okay.
What if it's the cover of the book? Because no, you never see that. Do you find it interesting? I'm going to talk about this later. That Netflix never tells you where to go to his website. Doesn't tell you beyond the map's edge.
It must be a legal reason. I was very surprised the website was not given by Justin in his video at the very end. And maybe they were like, yeah, you can't. I don't know.
Yeah. Didn't Justin sell his truck? He did. But he sold it to someone that some of us know. And it's not like the guy doesn't have it. It's not like it's that big truck. We're not looking for that big truck in the wilderness. That truck is.
That is a question we should have asked, why he didn't give the website in Netflix, even if it was just in the credits or like a little blurb, or why he didn't say it in his video. I don't know if he can answer.
Well, why in our video did he never say the word Netflix? He only used the word the series. I don't think
that's
allowed
a legal
to.
thing too. I don't know.
But isn't it crazy that Justin has to get permission from Netflix to talk about his treasure hunt, and they won't talk about his treasure hunt, and they're telling people we're not endorsing this, or we wanting you to participate? Isn't that?
I don't know. I don't know the answer, so I'm not going to speculate. I mean, that's all we do is speculate.
Extremely recognizable. A Pelican case is not.
Gibson. On Saturday, I will put up the link about 15 minutes before to give everybody time to get in there. And I think we have 100-person limit in Zoom, is it?
Yes.
So get in early, I guess. And we're going to do it noon Pacific time, noon our time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, noon. I'll put the link up for like 10, 15 minutes, let everybody get a chance, and then we'll go over the poem.
Well,
line by line, stanza by stanza.
When we did this for TTI,
right,
we had 100 people like that.
Right.
And then we had another 50. What they did is they went into Discord, and one person streamed the Zoom into Discord. You guys can do that. I won't know how all that magic works. So we're not trying to keep anyone out, but we only have the up to 100 license.
Okay.
No, I think it's Tucker. I think it's the Tucker hollowed out. I think it's the Tucker.
Could be. I mean, it very well could be. I'm just not sure. And I'm not sure. Of course, now we think, hey, Emma and Jam, I hope you're listening. Why didn't he put if you get the interview, why didn't he put the website in Netflix?
No.
And two, are we supposed to be able to discern what the container is before we go look? That would be important info. In other words, you'll recognize it when you see it, but before we go boots on the ground, is there a way for us to know what it is we're looking for? I think that's a good question.
The first question, though, that's not going to help us get to the treasures. The second one will. We need poignant. He's going silent. He has said he's going silent soon, only giving the interviews to the last couple that he got through the system of Netflix. So we got to ask the hard-hitting questions. I got a couple in mind. I'm going to email them. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Nameless says, I keep hearing about this Discord. What is it? So in the description of every one of our videos, look down. You got to hit the little thing to expand it. In the description, there are 4 links. Our Cowlazars Grand Adventure Facebook group, our Discord, Cowlazars Grand Adventure, our hintofriches.com, which is a good forum that you can post and talk to other people, and unchartedcollectibles.com. If you want a Forest Fence Searcher coin, there are 4 left on unchartedcollectibles.com. You can go buy them there, plus another coin for the secret. But anyway, the Discord link is in the description. Okay, let's get to the next
question.
Wait.
Pat McHugh says, no photo of Tucker's statue in the ebook. But yes, there's a picture of Tucker. Whether it's, it's not going to be a real
There's
dog.
A picture of the dog on the poem with the treasure, with Forrest.
It's Tucker. Right. What a great tribute. You know what? What he said?
It does make sense. Yeah.
You know what he said? And I don't even know where he said this. Was it art? I'm already mixing them up. He said he had to get rid of the truck because it was too much, like he remembered Tucker in it. Yeah, they rode around that for that dog and him. I got to babysit Tucker for a day or a few hours. That bond was so sweet. We just figured it out, Mike. Okay, go ahead.
You know how, have you guys ever seen the pill boxes that are these little ornate animals? Then you open them up, they're small. What if you had one that was like 3 feet wide? And you
exactly.
So it'd be like, I guess it would be like a treasure chest. Maybe possible.
No, we figured it out.
Well, let's get into the time on the clock, Douglas. And this ties into the next question. K-Pro, I don't know if this is the next question you had. You tell me. Which
Almost
is, how many hints are in the series?
How many hints in Netflix? And he replaced Netflix by, he doesn't say Netflix. See how he says the series?
I think it's a legal disclaimer.
Yeah.
There's a legal issue, and that's fine. He's working his way through it.
It's just super fascinating to know what's happening in the back, or guess.
But here's the answer, which is interesting. There are several sprinkled throughout. Here's the important part. I had 0 creative control over the process. I was a participant. I didn't know what scenes would be edited out. I didn't know what would be in focus or in frame. I didn't know the scene ordering. So it was a unique challenge. Not everything ended up in the series that I hoped, but there are some really good hints. What that means is I don't think we can go by the times off the clock because he didn't know they were all going to be in there.
Yep.
What we can go off, he changed the clock
Yep.
And that made it in. So I think that's what's important. But I think those times, every cutscene has a different time. I don't see how the clock, those times can be important because he didn't know which ones were going to make it.
I agree. I agree. And I think the first sentence of his poem talks about time. I just think he's pointing to how important time is. Now, time in the book could be important. I've heard once I get this book, and is only one coming on Saturday?
What's that? Only...
How many books are arriving at our home on
2.
Saturday?
I ordered 2.
Okay, me and Sam will go through it.
Yeah. So I ordered 2 books from Barnes & Noble. I ordered 1 book off of Amazon UK. That is on the way. It's through customs in the US at this point. And then I think Sam ordered a book from somewhere else. So we have a total of 4 coming. It's just when they
Should we give one away?
Yeah, we probably could. We probably do
okay. Well, okay. Well, let's just focus
read them first. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Hint in Netflix. Okay.
Yeah, so that's very interesting. I don't think we can use the clock, guys, because of his answer that he didn't know. I don't see how we use the times on the clock.
Correct. I agree. I agree. Okay. Now, is it necessary? Go to the question about family. And I am talking to a few of you, and I'm going to spank you. I don't like it. You guys need to back off the family. So his family. But let's tee this up.
Is it necessary to research my family? I do speak about my family in the book. That being said, you do not need to track down friends and family. They cannot help you as they have no additional knowledge. What that means is don't contact anybody. I know people are like, I found a phone number for so-and-so. Don't do that.
Well, here's a question. Here's what somebody said, and put this down. And I think that they did it I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt that they did it for a very nice reason. They saw the coffee mug and the coffee mug's change in Justin's book, or Justin's series, the Netflix series. And if you go to Justin's grandfather's obituary, it says how he had to have a cup of coffee every morning, which is pretty unique to say something like that. So this person, and they're new to treasure hunting, they don't know about the terrible, evil, crazy, in my opinion, put up on Facebook, well, who would know better about, I wanted to ask questions about, did they name their coffee mug? Was there certain coffee they drank, etc.? They tracked down Justin's mom's telephone number and attempted to get a hold of Justin's mom. Some people have admitted and then tried to tell Mike they could not recall. Remember that? They have tracked down Jenny at work. They have called Jenny's cell phone number, etc. Jenny is his wife. In my opinion, by what he says here, and I'm going to give benefit of the doubt that some of you guys don't realize, if you watch the series, you know there's Pacos out there. They don't know if you're a Paco or if you're just a sweet person that didn't understand how negative it can be. Go back and watch episode 2 if you have any questions about this. Right. What he is saying, in my opinion, but I'm going to be pretty forceful on this, what he is saying is, yeah, you can go see the obituary. Yeah, you can, but don't come to my home. Don't do any of that. Now, we do have a person that said she got some private information. So Justin had retweeted her that she was going boots on the ground. Which he's done with a lot of people. She was actually really upset because she actually said to whoever was in her, I don't know how Twitter works, group or followers or whatever, she's gotten a lot more views on it, and it was really only for her group. She thinks Justin gave away her solution, and she doesn't think that's fair, and he didn't ask her, blah blah blah. If you put something on the internet, they can retweet it. Look what Netflix did. Netflix put clips of people that they just got off the internet. But she said she got some private information, and he said that she was close, etc. Justin has responded not only to us, but to others. Absolutely fake. Whoever that is absolutely fake. And the lady, I talked to the ladies. They said, hey, you realize that was a fake account. I go, it's a troll. There's people that can make fake accounts, spoof accounts, hacking, all this stuff. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, I got catfished. I didn't know it. And she was like, I'm a mom with kids that lives over like on the East Coast. I'll probably never go look anyway. She's like, I'm just sorry that I thought it was him and I posted it. And I said, well, then you should make a post saying that. But I don't know if she ever did or not. But this is the person that said she contacted Jenny. And then when you asked her, she said, I can't recall. So we can't give her that much credit. I don't recall doing that. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Yeah, you don't recall. Okay. So don't do that. Don't do that, guys. So what I believe he is saying here, and sorry to get off on this tangent, he's saying, yeah, you can see my grandfather's obituary. That's fair game. That's not overstepping. But don't research. Don't go to her work. Don't go to their house.
Research, don't contact. That's how I read it. You research, but don't contact. He says you do not need to contact anybody. They're not going to help you. Was Tucker still alive when he buried the treasure? That's a good question that I don't know the answer to. He said 2023. Sometimes in 2023, I just don't remember when he lost Tucker.
I don't have the dates lined up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Tucker was older, so it's not like Tucker died early on in life. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Okay, let's bring it back up. The brother's question is exact.
Okay.
Hold on, I got a situation.
Can someone find it without using the map on the website book? The map, he didn't answer that, but he said the map is useful. So in other words, use the map. It's there for a reason, guys. It's in the book. It's on the website. Use the map. Now here's an interesting one to talk about. Will the solution take you to an exact spot or general area? If you solve the poem in its entirety, you will end up at an exact location. To me, that maybe screams GPS. That gives you an exact location. I mean, a pretty exact location. The only other way is there's a blaze. Like he marked it to get to an exact spot. He marked it. Would you agree with that, K-Pro? You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, but I think his blaze is actually going to withstand the test of time if it's a blaze.
Right.
Otherwise, it's a GPS. I don't think he made it a tree that's going to fall over in a year or two.
I would hope not. Yes, I would hope not.
Yes, Tucker is no longer with us, with Justin. He's in heaven looking down.
Okay. How many gold coins? It's over.
Okay, wait. No, I'm going in order. Clue.
No, these are all ones we talked about. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The checkpoint one.
I'm looking.
Yeah, keep going. It's right below brother.
Is there any sort of clue verification built into your poem? And when I asked this question, I brought up the Forrest Fenn poem. For those of you that did not know, the Forrest Fenn poem had 9 clues, and the very first clue was begin at where warm waters halt. And what Forrest Fenn said was, you'll never know you have the correct where warm waters halt until you find the treasure. In other words, there were no confirmers. All those clues fit so many places. So Justin says, there is a checkpoint that will give you 0 doubt that you are trending in the right direction. And then it's very interesting that I asked the question, a checkpoint for us, but also a checkpoint for you, and he wouldn't answer.
He wouldn't answer. It's a checkpoint for him. So you have to watch the video because there's more information.
Oh,
you really asked the additional question, and he didn't put it on his website. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, let's talk real quick how he could make that happen. So there are 10 clues in his poem. We're assuming the book, it gets you to a general location. I'm just assuming when you go there, the poem will tell you where to go. How is there a checkpoint where he knows that you're there, that he knows you're in the right location? I mean, it could be a phone number. It could be.
No, you're assuming it's on boots on the ground?
I am assuming. Yes, that's true. Okay. I'm assuming.
See, I wouldn't. I think so. For those of you that we do treasure hunts too, we just don't have as much money as Justin. We did one for about $3,000. And we had a telephone number you had to call. We knew when people started calling the phone number.
We called them gates. There were gates that we knew how many people passed through the gate because of a phone number, because of you called a phone number and got an automatic voicemail. You sent an email and got an automatic return email. That's another way he could know. Phone number, email, website.
Or how about this one? You're out in the middle of nowhere and you see, we know he put trail cams up to see if Jack was going to go back to 9 Mile Hole. Okay. And we see the footage in Netflix. What if that is the way he's now going to find out if anyone is in this remote location when the trail cam triggers with a motion detector?
But how does that help us? Like how
maybe it has a symbol. Maybe it has the symbol of Tucker on it.
Ooh, maybe that symbol's the blaze. Maybe he cut that symbol into a tree, and that is the blaze. You know, I mean, if you see that symbol, you know you're in the right spot. So yeah, it's very interesting. A checkpoint. It could be that it is a certain line in the poem checkpoint, but
because how would he know that? Somebody said, I have figured out this clue. Well, how does that confirm, other than you really think you're right? How does that confirm to him? How is that I think it's something that confirms on both sides. Both sides. This is exciting. Dang. Okay.
He said maybe like Ring, you can put up a trail camera, you get a recorded message or something. Ooh, that would be interesting. You find something in the wild that has a recorded message from Justin. That would be pretty cool.
When people called the phone number and heard your voice, they were like, "Oh my gosh, what if it's Justin's voice?" Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a voicemail. That's Justin's voice. It says, "Hey, like, so what if when you solve the poem and you're going point to point, there's something you find that has a phone number? I mean, that's definitely, he knows you called, because you get a recorded message back. But can he put this phone number in a location where he knows it won't get found? And here's the real problem.
He tested it.
Well, no. Here's the real problem. If there is something out in the wild that's a checkpoint, what prevents me from disabling it for the people that are behind me so that they don't know it's there? I take it, I disable it, I destroy it. That's the question. Go ahead.
Because he tested it. One of the cameras. So Justin set up like 4 or 5 cameras at Yellowstone. One of them he put right at the parking lot. I think it was a searcher that we know said, I took it because it was right there. The one that he took over a ladder and an extension ladder, no one could get to.
Well, okay, yeah, I understand. But I really like KAF says QR code. In a technological age that we're in, a QR code that when you scan it with your phone takes you somewhere where it's like you're on the right track, and then he knows because you checked in to that website. I like QR code. I'm not sure how he would put it to where, like I say, it can't be destroyed.
Yeah, because if you're in Yellowstone, you don't get cell reception. You can't make that QR code work.
Do you take a picture of it and do it later? Yeah, you're right.
Box 2 also considered a QR code. That went really well. No, I don't make a QR code. But I don't know.
Yeah,
but what if you're at the trail and there's a kiosk and he has made sure that kiosk doesn't change, and that's where you're going to go off trail at that kiosk? Ooh.
Say that again. Say it one more time.
What if you're at a trail and he has ensured that this symbol is on a kiosk?
Right.
And maybe it's a QR code. Who the hell cares? It confirms to you. It confirms to him. And that's where you go off trail. So it's a confirmer halfway there. And this is where you're getting off the trail.
Maybe. I hope when somebody finds it, how do you share it without giving it away?
Oh, my God.
Don't be a rooster and say, I found it, but I'm not going to tell you how. Don't do that.
Everybody's going to. This is the funny part. So our treasure hunt, our little tiny treasure hunt called The Invitation, went on for about 6 months. The minute that one person, none of you guys can keep a secret, one person called the phone number, and it took like, I don't know, maybe a week. Within 2 hours, we had 15 different people calling the phone number. Everyone was talking.
And they share it because everybody works in teams. Yeah.
Yep. And their team, this person isn't on my team right now. Blah, 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 blah.
That's a fun little thought exercise of what is this checkpoint and how can he make it work?
Let's talk about it on Zoom.
We're on the right track.
Well, he already did it. Why do you think he won? Why did Netflix include illegal trail cam information? It's a hint. It's a hint in Netflix.
But if you're watching Netflix, you don't know that's a trail cam. They never say what it is. You don't know.
Some of us know. I was recorded. It was one of mine.
No, you know because you're inside. If I never heard of the Thrill of the Chase, I don't know that's a trail cam. I don't.
You do if you watch Cowlazars channel. I've said it now.
Anyway.
You're welcome. I just want one go.
So basically, nobody really knows this answer. That's true. Yeah, I don't think anyone can take a 30 vacation from work, 30 days from work. Yeah, and he said, so you're not wasting out. You're not wasting. I mean, you could be in the wrong state, but it'll be really interesting to see what checkpoint he has figured out here. That everybody's talking about the topography map on his truck. Yeah. It was a stock photo from the internet. I really don't think that's a clue. What do you think, April? It said 2,500 of the elevation. I think it's elevation, but I don't see how that's really a clue. But
wouldn't that give the guy an advantage that bought it? Because he still has it?
Maybe, yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with the truck. Okay, let's go back. Next one. The clue verification, though, there's a checkpoint that will give you 0.
Checkpoint gives 0 doubt, not included on the site, and vice versa. No, the second part where you asked him back.
Yeah, and he just smiled and he won't answer. So he knows when somebody's close. That's how I read that answer. It's a checkpoint for us to know we're in the right area, and now he knows that somebody is close or in the right area. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Okay, go back. Does he have the structure question on there? Don't touch it, the structure.
Yes, and I'm right there.
Okay. Cool.
Boom, boom, boom.
That one's pretty exact.
You rule out any structures. The treasure is not associated with any man-made structure. It is not hidden at a structure. You don't need to touch a structure. So this is out in the wilderness is what that means to me. It's not in the city. It's not at 7-Eleven. It's not at the library. You know what I mean? There's all these,
Or when you are out, I've been out on a trail and I see a rusty little barn. Don't go in. Don't destroy it. Don't what
Right.
I mean.
Yeah.
With 3D Bronze's hunt, some people destroyed some stuff at that park trying to get back behind stuff. It happened to be where you had to pull some stuff out and whatever.
Forest Fen, the outhouse, and the graveyards.
Yes.
It's not, I think he even says it might not be in a cemetery. I'm not sure though. Anyway. Okay. What else?
How much can you solve from home? A fair amount. Yep. That's
Fair
good.
amount?
Clint.
Sounds
hint
to
and
me
clue.
like you should know where you're going. You solve where you're going from home. Go. What's that?
Hold on. Gosh darn it.
Oh, Douglas Schwimmer. I can't wait to get his answer on if this search is handicap accessible. He says he will be answering this. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, he ruled out cemeteries in his Q&A on the website. That's what I thought. Thank you. I agree, Golden Child. I agree. All right, what else, K-Pro? Before I give my big apology to everybody.
I have more.
And then before
clue and hint.
Okay.
So your whole idea that, he said hint and that's not a clue.
Yeah, he treats
He's destroying you. Yeah, destroy.
What'd you say? He's destroying me.
He destroyed that. You're wrong.
All right, I'm wrong. There you go. So there are 10 clues. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Guide you to the book.
Oh, this one's huge. Does the series contain hints that help you with the book? There are some hints in the series that will guide you with the book, but I took it to mean that the hints in Netflix help you with the book, not so much the poem.
Correct.
The book, right?
That's how I took it. Yes.
Okay, well, that's huge. I think that's pretty important. So, Cujo Law, the winner of the World Series of Fan 25, with the $10 super chat, says, "Find any clues in the arcade lyrics he wrote at the tune." I have not looked it up myself, the lyrics yet, but I will.
Hey, Cujo Law, which one? We're going to talk about that in a minute. Oh, we're so far over. Dinner is going to be burnt. Sorry.
I like it well done. Okay. Thanks for the super chat, Cujo Law. Appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. Special item, something small collection. That one's exact. What he didn't include, but I don't think it's a big deal, is whatever that small collection is. You asked him, do you want it back? And he said, no, I don't want to put that on the finder. He didn't include that because I don't even think, unless you were part of the Forrest Fenn hunt, you don't even know what they're talking about. And that caused a lot of issues with, like, Forrest died without the bracelet. A lot of people don't know that, but it became a negotiation. So yeah.
Douglas Schwimmer in the book, Justin says twice that Tucker weighs 55 pounds. That's why I'm convinced the treasure chest is Tucker. Interesting. That's interesting. A little bit more 60. Okay.
Okay. I like
really
it.
Cool to find that in the wilderness. It really would.
Yeah. No soundboard, Hooley said. What are you doing, Mike?
No soundboard. And we'll get there.
Well, every time someone does a super chat, they thought that's what you
Oh,
did.
that's right.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll play some at the end for those super chats. I'm slipping.
So I don't understand this. The location that whispers of personal lore, like we're going to know why he selected that spot based on his own personal story. Is that what that's kind of saying?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, got it.
In the book, it says that the location that whispers of personal lore and secrets. Is it true to say the person who finds the treasure will come to know what those secrets are? He says, I think so, yes. To me, it's the reason of why. And I meant to ask this too. Treasure Hunt with Us, is the place special to Justin?
He's already said that. No, do not waste your question.
What did he answer?
He said yes. He says it in the book. No, he says it in the book.
Right. So in other words, that is kind of like Forrest Fenn. That was the place you had to make this work. It's not like okay, all right.
We don't know if that is.
The answer, I just didn't actually see it in writing.
We don't know if that's Tucker, his brother, his father, his grandfather.
Yeah. And then, can I bring my dog? If your dog is the outdoors type, absolutely. Okay, that's it for the questions, right?
No. We talked about not buying the chest. And did Netflix get it wrong? I think he confirmed basically Netflix got it wrong. He didn't include that. He did not include that you asked him the question, "What is your favorite constellation?" And he said no comment.
Yeah, he wouldn't answer. He smiled and said, "I'm not going to answer."
Yeah. Now this one was interesting because he said so we asked him the question, is anybody opted out of it? Like Matt Smell the Sunshine, any of the Netflix editors, etc. He said on our show, some people have opted out. They don't want to be a part of it. On his website, he says some people are searching in that group. So he just said it a little bit backwards.
Okay.
He added a question. Go back to the website. We didn't even ask this one.
Which one? Where?
The very last one about his dogs, about dogs in general, not his dogs.
I thought we did ask that. Maybe not.
No.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't? Okay. Can I bring my dog? If your dog is the outdoors type, absolutely. Okay. I think people were getting at somewhere where it's legal to bring a dog, but he didn't answer it that way.
Okay. Do we want to go over Jenny's questions? Because I found something maybe no other people have.
Yeah, let's go over Jenny's questions. And it is linked on the website along with our video. Thank you very much.
I guess not, Warrior. He wants to keep going.
What's that?
They're saying you want to eat dinner. I guess not.
Oh, no. We got to get the information out for the people. But first, breaking news, everybody.
You're wrong about what?
I was wrong about something.
You have a brain like a chicken.
Yeah, sorry. So the combo lock is not GPS to 9 Mile Hole.
No.
I said it, and everybody's like, no, it's not. Wait a minute. No, it's not. I was wrong. I still think it has to do, those numbers are GPS, and where they basically lead you is Heart Lake in Yellowstone. That's where it leads you to, Heart Lake, which isn't within the park. So I think that the combo locks are a hint to GPS, and it's a hint to Yellowstone. I think those two things were.
That's where you start. That's where you start your journey. That's
Well,
where you start.
Not physically. You mean like on a
Not
map?
physically.
You
Not
have to go to
physically.
Yellowstone to start this thing?
Of course not. No.
Well, no, I'm asking you.
Of course not. No.
You just said physically.
Right. So you can view a map and
Right,
take
on a
that
map.
takes you there. Much like
Virtually.
sure. You can how about you could do either?
Okay. All right. So yes, the combo lock, I mean, they zoom in on it and all that. It's in Yellowstone, the park. And Samantha Hole with the $20 super chat. Thank you. No
Does she
comment.
get-
Just wanted to say thanks. She's got her dog. She's searching with the dog.
There you
All
go.
right.
Okay. Let's go to Jenny's
Oh, I
and
was wrong, people.
there's Mike. Wow. Okay.
I jumped the gun on that one. I'm sorry.
So there's at least 10 clues. Okay, why don't we go
10
through?
clues is a huge one. I mean, that's
Yeah, I got two big takeaways from this one.
okay.
But then there's something huge, Mike. Are you going to read it all or what are you going to do?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he says creating the treasure hunt's been therapeutic. I mean, like stuff like that is fun to read, but I don't think we need to go over it for the, you know what I mean?
Yes.
The poem contains at least, now he says at least 10 clues,
Right.
10 breadcrumbs leading to my container of wonders. Okay.
Okay.
And did you say breadcrumbs because the dog would sniff breadcrumb? Or breadcrumbs?
Maybe.
Hand to Tucker. All right.
Okay.
Which question do you think was huge? What was
The 10 clues and then the one that starts, the treasure isn't lurking near any trail. Those are my two big takeaways.
Oh, yeah. The treasure isn't lurking many trails, huh? Oh, there it is. What advice would you give to new searchers who are unfamiliar with any past hunts? Is the treasure hidden along a trail or is it completely off trail that searchers need to learn how to navigate? No fancy equipment needed for my treasure hunt. Okay. Previous treasure hunting experience irrelevant. The treasure isn't lurking near any trail either. I didn't want it to become one of these situations where hikers accidentally stumble upon it while looking for a discreet place to relieve themselves. That would ruin the whole point of a hunt, wouldn't it? So it's not by any trail. Yeah, that's important to know.
Okay. Now, do you want my breaking news to this?
Sure.
I have no idea what it means, but I find it interesting that he makes food references and drink references many times in his answers.
Like breadcrumbs?
Like breadcrumbs is the first example. And then he says, I approach the puzzles with the same meticulous precision I once applied to arranging the condiments in my refrigerator, alphabetically, then by expiration date, then by personal preference.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So he's very meticulous, and yeah.
Right, but I think there's a clue here, Mike. That's what I'm saying. Don't discount it. You're doing something different. Get off the phone. Get off the phone.
I'm texting you, Dorky Fresh.
Okay.
But read this.
Dorky Fresh. Do you guys see?
All right,
Some people say schmoopsy poopsy. No, he says
You
dorky
answer
French.
that question when you get a chance. Yeah, I see what you're saying. There's a lot of now in the book. Are there a lot of food references? I think
No,
there are.
I don't know. I don't have the book. But wait, there's more.
Right.
But hold on.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you did the Googling while crumbs from breakfast accumulate in your keyboard crevices.
So again, he says breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. Okay, but wait, there's more.
Okay.
I had exclusive creative control over my book, so I put many eggs in that basket.
Yeah,
So
that's
he's
true.
talking. Oh wait. Let me get more. Someone technically might be able to crack the poem in isolation, much like how my friend claims he can identify any wine while blindfolded. Oh, wait, there's more. Despite once confidently declaring a bottle of Welch's grape juice to be an insolent little burro with notes of pretension. If you put that in Netflix, or not in Netflix, Jesus, in Google, maybe a website comes up that has that exact quote.
I don't know about that, but yeah, he does use.
Oh no, I did. Okay, yeah, no, don't do it. No, I'm not showing you.
Did you find one, honey?
Sorry, no, I'm not giving. Now you laugh at me. That exact quote is in. Suck it, Mike. I am going to go down rabbit holes. Have fun, and it's fun. Okay, hold on. Wait, there's more. Instead, it ignites a passion in so many people that my inbox has become a living entity demanding food and attention. Why is it demanding food? Why is his inbox demanding food?
Where do you see that at? Where was that answer at?
Control F, food.
Okay. Well, now we're getting into technicalities, aren't we? Control F.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Okay, there you go. Yeah, demand. Oh, I see. It's a living entity. You're right. Demanding food and attention. And that's why you subscribe to the channel. That's why you thumbs up. I think K-Pro just broke open a possible very
Wait, there's more.
I didn't catch the food thing. I didn't catch
There's more. I hope the hunt lasts a few months so that many people get to experience that childhood thrill of discovery, like finding money in the pocket of your winter coat or realizing there's one more cookie in the package than you thought.
All about food, everybody.
Why?
And that just might be the key to
$1 million.
Okay, now let's get to it. We're going to drop some stuff that you may have not seen before.
yes, Mad Mardigan. Did you get my text, K-Pro?
Yes.
And is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Oh,
we're
okay.
showing it.
Can I do it first?
Yes,
Like,
but I do want to say something. Okay. 3 people have sent me this. One person identified the answer to this. If that person would like to be identified by name of how we figured out the last part, a lot of people noticed what he did, but the last part, Cynthia, I'm talking to you. If you give me the okay, I will say, now we have to say it.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Have to.
Right, so
Okay.
let me find it real quick, and let's just play it and see if anybody catches it.
Oh, it's
Justin.
buddy. Justin, you
I
sneaky
didn't catch
sneakerson.
it. April's the one that pointed it out to me, and I'm like, really? Oh, interesting.
Um,
All right, make sure I
now-
got it real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, talk to him. Let me make sure I got it.
Okay. Well, okay. I want you guys to know there is not one version of the lyrics, 2 versions of the lyrics. There's 3, or at least there's different editing of the song that Justin says. Say my name. Okay. Cynthia figured out where this is. This goes to the clocks or the locks clue. Okay. Say my name. She figured several said the beginning and I got the end. We're dropping it for you and you and you. Okay. Do you have it
There
ready?
we go. Check it out, everybody. This is from our interview, which you should have watched several times. Listen, watch what he does. Listen to what he says.
Of importance or,
Right here. Here we go.
importance.
Here we go. This is at the
I will
very
email
end.
you all these
You wanted to
questions
get this in.
You want to put up with, to make it fair for everybody. That's
Boom.
with them, I guess. Did you
Did
see
you
what
see
he
it?
did right there?
Did you see what he did, guys? Play it
Go
again, Mike.
Yeah.
This is the very end. He needed to get
And-
this in. This
And
is
look
huge.
at his face. You see what he did, and look at his.
Okay.
I will email you all these questions, and whichever ones you want to put up with, to make it fair for everybody. That's you do what you want with them, I guess.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you guys for your time. It's good to talk.
I mean, look at
Yeah,
that right
thank
there,
you,
right
guys.
there. He's like, "Did you catch it?" All right, what is it we're talking about? Anybody see it?
Anybody see it? It's a painting. It's an illustration, or it's not a photo.
So he intentionally moves out of the way to show the map that's behind his head is what we think is going on here. Let me mute it, but here, show it. So we're talking and we're wrapping up, and I tell him, hey, I'll email you the questions. And he just does one of these real quick. Let's pause it. Let's pause it right there.
Boom!
What is that, K-Pro?
That is Yellowstone.
Oh, that is a map of Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah.
And you know that from, well, we know what it is.
Cynthia.
Right? Oh, from Cynthia, because Cynthia's been there and seen it, I believe. Is that
I think she knows exactly this. Well, she's been at Justin's home, so.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, we're not saying it. The treasure's located in Yellowstone, but that,
right.
And look at his face, that right there, and the combo lock that also is GPS to Yellowstone. Yellowstone is, like K-Pro said, is the starting point. It's important in some way. We don't know.
I believe it starts I think like my gas, it goes point to point. I think our starting location between the locks and this are in there. I'm taking my dynamite to Yellowstone. No, don't do that.
And then he goes, boink.
Yeah, that's the cat that has the canary in his mouth. Come on, guys. This is huge.
Here's the thing, everybody. Could have kept this to ourselves. We didn't have to share this. We could have kept it to a couple people that were at it in Discord, but we don't do that. We usually bring the news to you guys. We bring the clues, unless we think we know where the treasure is. We're probably not going to bring that out. But so there it is. So what do you think? Was that intentional, or do you think he just moved?
Totally intentional. Okay, wait. Yeah. I have more.
Yeah, nice job, Cynthia. Okay.
We have a state that's been ruled out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to put up a poll on this one. I want to know what you guys.
Not yet. Let me explain it
after
first.
You give your opinion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'll just tell you up front, it's Alaska. And the one thing that Justin said is you're able to remain anonymous if you're the finder. If you are the finder and you live in the lower 48, you are not able to get it back home and remain anonymous. Why? If you are on an airplane and you have $3 million, you have to declare it. And they will be going through customs or going through the whole process if you are on an airplane. If you are driving, you have to declare as you go through the border over a certain amount, and $3 million is way over it. So either way, if you drive or you fly, you are not able to remain anonymous. So in my opinion, go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead. I'm just thinking it through what you're saying.
Okay. You could have a ship. If you go on a ship and you have over a certain amount of declared value, you have to declare what you're bringing in. So no, this is as far as I've researched. I don't think so.
So I can't do this. I'm looking at Google Maps. I've never been to Alaska. Like, I had to look this up on a map. So if I come all the way up here to Seattle and I just go, is this Canada? Can I go island to island to island to get over to Alaska over here?
How are you doing that? Like a little dinghy that you buy from Walmart? I mean, what do you mean?
A boat if I'm going to get $1 million treasure. You're saying you have to go through Canada in order to get to Alaska. And if you do find the treasure, if Justin did hide the treasure in Alaska, when you come back, there's no way you were getting it back into the U.S. without declaring it. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
So I did put a poll up. Do you believe
Some people said they've known that all along. Yeah, okay. Well, then Alaska is out.
But when you say you would be identified, let's say that happens. Let's say I go to Alaska and I find a $3 million treasure. I come back, I'm getting on a plane, and I go, hey, here, I'm declaring what I found.
I don't see a poll. Is it up?
Oh, sorry. No, it's not up. No, it's up. So if I come back and I say, hey, I'm declaring this 3 million treasure I found, he was on Netflix and Golden Greed and Treasure.quest. Would we know about that?
We can FOIA it. We can FOIA it.
FOIA it. Oh, okay.
And which is why Jack did not go back and give Forrest the bracelet, talk to him, etc., because he would have had to put on the custom forms. That was during COVID, the reason for his travel. So
Warrior P says maybe it's not the end point, but it could still be part of the solve. Okay. Just that's not where the treasure is. There can't be customs on every road into the States, is there?
Yes, there absolutely. We don't have open borders anymore, especially anymore, guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in Detroit. I grew up in Detroit. We used to go to Windsor, Canada all the time. And back then, all you needed was your driver's license, and they wave you through. Now you need a passport. So K-Pro's theory is that if the treasure is in Alaska, you cannot remain anonymous because you have to declare it to get back into the U.S., and that's FOIA-able. Yes?
Yes. And Org Smash is saying you can get on a private plane with all that gold. So don't you think all the criminals that have huge stashes of cash, they would do that? No, there is TSA no matter whether you fly commercially or private. We can ask Lou B though. Can you get $3 million on a plane legally without TSA knowing?
You don't want to just hide it in your suitcase and hope they don't scan your suitcase and go, what's all this gold? Where are all these gold coins from? That is an interesting thought, and I wonder if Justin ever thought of that when he included Alaska on the map.
Okay, wait, Cynthia.
Wait, Cynthia says you can use the ferry in your car, put the treasure in the trunk of your car, and just get on a ferry. So from Washington to Alaska, there's a ferry, and they don't search your car? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what.
And yes, some people are saying like, don't declare, just break the law. I don't think Justin is going to want someone to break the law.
It's mandatory to declare over 10K with customs, but it doesn't eliminate anonymity to the public. And I guess that's the point, is would we then know who found the treasure? I don't know.
Okay. Hold on.
But it's not 9 Mile Hole, Justin. I actually was wrong. It's actually Heart Lake. So is there something to do with heart in the book? Like Heart Lake? Could that be a starting point?
Maybe.
Wait a minute. Bennett says, we got a bunch of lawyers here. You only have to claim funds in excess of $10,000 when bringing it into the U.S. from a foreign country. Alaska is in the United States. You wouldn't go through customs. I don't know the answer, guys. I have no idea.
So if you pulled up into customs from Canada,
if you fly,
that is,
you have to claim it. You have to say, hey, I have 10.
Right, you have to claim it, and there is paperwork. Then there is a paper trail.
I don't know.
You're not anonymous anymore.
So when there's a finder a couple years from now and they say they want to be anonymous, are you going to do a FOIA on the customs to see if they found it in Alaska?
Shit show ending.
Oh, wait.
Sure.
K-Pro. Justin's going to give us the answer, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, guys. It does seem like it would be complicated if it was in Alaska, but.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, before Mike's parents passed away, his mom and his stepdad, I went back to Detroit trying to get his dad over here, his stepdad, because his mom had taken a fall. His mom asked me if you guys met her at WSOF, she had jewelry on every finger. She had jewelry everywhere. She said, take all of my jewelry and all of the important things and bring it back with you. I went twice. I helped clear out the house, etc., because they moved in with us after they were bedridden. The interesting part to that is, of course, I had all of her jewelry and then all these coins and just collectible things that were of value. Well, the guy, the security guy, I tried to go through TSA and he's like, you knew this was going to ding, right? And he pulled it aside and he went back and talked to a guy, and then he filled out some paperwork that basically said, there's a lot of value here, but I told him the whole story. There was paperwork filled out when I traveled with your mom's jewelry.
Yeah.
I would think if you're walking through and you have a 6-foot dog like Tucker, and it could be a carry-on, so we're going to put it at 4 feet, and you say there's $3 million in it, there's going to be paperwork somewhere. But again,
just charter Lou B to bring you home. Lou B probably offer that service. He probably has his own plane. That's funny.
Yeah, it's basically 50-50. So, okay, we don't have time. We've gone an hour and a half. I want to talk about.
Is not much. Sam took it out of the oven, just so you know. Alaska is not mentioned or explored in his family's history or in the book. Interesting that they don't mention Alaska at all. All right, I'm about to close the poll. So what do you think? Is Alaska, you probably think it's not in Alaska because of what K-Pro brought up? Can we talk about Cynthia's last video at some point? Yeah, just not on. I think Cynthia needs to come on the show to talk about Cynthia's last video.
I think Cynthia's last video is where she is stuck a fork in it and she's ready to move on. But we can. I mean, sure.
Call Shiloh to come pick you up in the plane. That's pretty funny. All right. We're about to close the poll. Remember, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure you thumbs up and subscribe. The Zoom on Saturday is going to be cuckoo crazy bananas with everybody's theories and ideas of what the 10 clues are. We're going to break down the poem.
You got to get me in there first before it locks out.
And if we do fill up to 100, which I think we will, go to Discord, and maybe I could even try and stream it to Discord. I'm not sure, but I'll try. All right. Let's end the poll.
Wait a minute. Anytime you're traveling domestically, you don't have to declare only international flights. So I could walk on I don't think this is accurate, and I'll tell you why. So I could take $5 million in cash, stick it in my bag, and get on a plane.
Carry on.
Nobody, it's a carry-on, and no one. I just traveled with Mike's Jewelry, and they had Mike's mom's jewelry.
I know that there's poker players here in Vegas that
Yes.
the World Series, they get the money in cash, and at the freaking, well, was the airport? It might have been the cops when he got pulled over.
Why don't you ask Grok or whatever your AI, because they're never wrong.
All right.
Can
So
I
Bennett
take-
says he thinks you're right, but not for that reason. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. So Hooli, we're going to do a Zoom on Saturday. It's going to be to discuss the poem in Beyond the Map's Edge, break it down and try and figure out what the 10 clues are. Now that we know there's at least 10 clues. Noon Pacific on Saturday, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. I will put the invite in Discord. I'll put the invite in the Grand Adventure on Facebook. It'll probably fill up the 100. I think 100's the cap, and then we'll try and stream it in Discord at the same time. But I will record it, and I will upload it to YouTube so everybody can watch it in case you're busy on Saturday. Okay? All right. Now that one, I'm excited for that one. To get everybody's different ideas and opinions, that one's going to be fun. Okay. If I'm flying directly from Alaska into my home state of Utah, it's a domestic airport. There are no custom forms. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, if you're traveling with more than $10,000 in cash, U.S. requires you to declare that amount at customs, whether it's domestic or international. So you can't go with airport security may flag large sums of cash or valuables, and you will be asked questions regarding the source of the money and its purpose. If you cannot provide a satisfactory explanation, they can seize it and see if the activity was illegal and if you have committed a crime. I don't think Justin's doing that. I don't think he would put the finder in that kind of.
Yeah, I would hope it's not in Alaska. That would just deal with issues. But he did add it to the map. It's in play. I don't know.
There's no specific federal limitations, though. Okay.
You guys do videos on Discord? No, we put links to these videos on Discord. We really don't do separate videos on Discord. And speaking of videos, I have made the 3D Bronze video. Thank you, 3D Bronze, for your treasure hunt. I'm going to upload. I'm actually going to premiere that tomorrow at 6 p.m. That video of us, Cowlazars, the family, going looking for 3D Bronze's treasure and finding it with Hillary of Xavier Marks. I will upload that video. It'll premiere at 6 p.m. tomorrow, our normal time. Just so you know.
I asked it, what if I'm just carrying gold? Gold may raise some questions during security checks. If you're carrying a significant amount, like 3 million bars, security personnel might ask you about the nature, value, and purpose. If you're carrying gold bars, coins, or jewelry, will potentially flag this for an additional inspection.
And can you imagine if you're like, well, look up treasure.quest. I just found it. Like, you
No,
guys
but you want to be
tell them the
anonymous.
truth. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Then you're really not anonymous. It's a good point. I just hope it's not in Alaska because it's so far away. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's a good point to bring up, though.
And AI has delusions. I'm not saying, some people are saying, no, there's no limitations on cash. I'm just telling you what ChatGPT says.
Right. Please move on. This has nothing to do with anything. The clues lead you to Alaska. They lead you to Alaska. But is the checkpoint in Alaska? That's what I want to know. All right.
And I just think it's so expensive up there. And I can't wait for the checkpoint to come out. And is it going to have its little twist? I wonder. It's not cash. It's gold. Right. But what I'm saying, and that's why I looked up both. There's cash limitations. And because I'm thinking, do you sell it there? I don't know. It just seems so expensive for the average searcher, and he wants everybody searching for it. But people that are in Alaska, he could rule out Alaska. They're probably going to stay in Alaska.
I'd be worried about somebody stealing him. Everybody's saying, put it in your bag. I mean, I would never check it. I'd never put it in a bag and check it because, they randomly go through those suitcases. I'm not. The dragon bracelet I'm wearing, and then I don't know how much gold, how heavy it is, how I could fit it in all my pockets. Anyway, it's a good problem to have. If you find it in Alaska, let us know what you did to get it back into the U.S.
No, yes. Warrior P.
Samantha, we did.
Oh, wait, Samantha. No, we didn't, Samantha. You found 3D's treasure. D-Pro. My son, along with Hillary. Yeah. We searched and searched. The whole family searched over a few days. Not only at that spot, but in a couple other. D-Pro, he rocked it.
24 karat gold, Tucker. All right.
I'm serious. But here's the thing. Here's a question I would want to ask. How do you get it out of there? If you're a mile from the car or just about, and it's 60 pounds, like, do you bring the IKEA bag? Would a backpack suffice? I don't know.
We'll make 2 trips. Definitely you need an empty backpack. If you think you know where this thing is, you need an empty backpack to carry it. Okay, everybody, I think that's going to do it. That's an hour and a half. Saturday, noon Pacific. The invite will be in Discord. The invite will be in the Grand Adventure on Facebook.
And I
Join.
do have a whole set of pages on Netflix, some comments from some people that were in it that maybe want to give some input about how inaccurate it was. I will say, I don't think any of the participants think it's perfect. I think everyone was upset at one time or another. I think some have gotten it over quickly, some have not, and some are spending a lot of time on all the inaccuracies, and they're going to be putting out some stuff. I don't think it's worth the time to do that, but I at least have some talking points that we should talk about.
Now or next time?
No, we've got an hour and a half. I'm done. I'm hungry.
Well, when Justin brings all this information, we got to disseminate it. We got to shift it.
We got a lot. We
got to sift it. We got to figure out the gold nuggets.
We're canceling the marathon to make sure we can get through all this. Yeah. And you guys, do you see all those food references in Jenny's 6 questions? Just like he did this in our video. Did he put those little things? Why did he say, I organize my spice rack first by personal preference, second?
Yeah. You know that Forrest Fenn had a scrapbook that was a spice rack. Is he doing kind of similar?
Doing that? And does it mean something?
Yellowstone is at the starting point. And if it is, if cast your pole at the hole, does that mean I'm a hole? And what does that mean? If that's true, then what do we do from there? How do you get a location from there? So we're going to talk about all this on Saturday.
So Trade Life says, I've gone to Vegas with $250,000 in cash and never once had to fill out paperwork. Did you get stopped by security?
So I'm assuming you had it in a bag on you, or like a lot of people put it on the in a backpack and they sleep with their arms around it like this because they don't want to, I don't know. Don't really know the answer there. But if it was gold and not cash, does that matter? Is it the same thing? I don't know.
Yeah, and Trading Lives, I'll just say it was jewelry and
Cheryl with the comment of the night. According to this theory, Justin had to declare it when he took it to Alaska. Did he go through Canada to take it to Alaska? Yeah. So K-Pro will follow the FOIA in the morning to find out. Yeah, that is a good point, Cheryl. I mean, it works both ways if this is a problem. So
who is Jenny? Yeah. So we want to make sure to include everyone and all their information. So Jenny Kyle runs Mysterious Writings. If you see the second update that is under the announcement section, and some people got really confused. They're like, why is this person getting secret hints? No, she is a creator. She has a Discord. She has a forum. She has basically everything we have, but she is a person that's been in the community for years. She did a yearly 6 questions with Forrest. And she has done 6 questions with other treasure hunt creators. She did one with JCB. She just did one with Justin, and he answered the 10 clues questions. So it is not on video. It is only a typed written.
Okay. MysteriousWritings.com. Go check it out. Her videos.
Or just hit the link that's on Justin's site.
Yeah. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Some very good info. Big Zoom on Saturday. And if you are just like, email me the Zoom, I can just email me at cowlazars@gmail.com. I can shoot you the Zoom link. I'll probably send it to everybody on my Zoom list. That'll probably be the fair thing to do on Saturday. And tomorrow at 6 p.m. our normal time, I will do the premiere of the Boots on the Ground 3D Bronze. And I didn't do commentary, so don't take it too harsh at the very end there, 3D Bronze. It's all in good fun. So, all right. Yeah, Warrior says eat before the Zoom Saturday. Too funny. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Justin, for the hunt. Thank you for doing the interview, and we will see everybody Saturday.
Bye. You got to do something on the way out.
I got to play one for everybody.
Don't play one you'll get in trouble for. You have lots to choose from. I can tell by your face.
Why don't you go tell your mom to shut up?
All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.